I spend about $10,000 a week on my credit cards.
With my income, you don't have to work at all.
Yeah, but I like to spend, so we do need.
But that's the part we need to work on, is the spending.
My wife has a habit of spending constantly, and she pretty much goes through all of the income that we have in a month. She just has this habit of when she walks in the store, she's got to buy.
We live in a world where people hate the money. People absolutely despises the money, and that's why they just like to get rid of it by spending their money on dumb shit that they absolutely don't need. So we're going to be talking about overspending in 2025, and it does not matter where you turn. Somebody's trying to sell you something all the time. And believe it or not, it actually works. People do like to spend their money on stuff that they really don't need. It's the world of instant gratification that we live in. So before we dive into it, can you please subscribe to my channel? I would really appreciate it. I really need your help. Let's dive into it.
I spend about $10,000 a week on my credit cards, so I'm going to start keeping myself accountable, and every time I spend something during the day, I'm going to post it to see what I'm spending. I'm going to do a day in the life of what I spend, okay? So first today, I got up at 5:30 this morning and I bought the Bath & Body Works Villain Collection, and then I went to McDonald's and I spent like $7 on my breakfast, okay? So I just thought of this idea. We're starting now. All right, we went to Chipotle for lunch and I bought my kids meal and my daughter's kids meal, so we spent like $12.38 at Chipotle. Okay, we're taking our boys to Universal for their birthday in a few weeks, and I'm trying to put together like little bags to take as like a little gift. Their gift is actually Universal for a couple days, but something little to give them on their actual birthday. So we're going into Target. Not too bad, 57 at Target. We decided to stop in at Old Navy. Are these not cute? I'm getting those. And this. Sometimes we shop in the kids section. These are cute. Okay, I just grabbed a whole bunch of these $6 shirts for my boys. $2.37. Ordered some groceries. I have a mobile order for Stacy. $16 at Starbucks. Today was a pretty typical day as far as spending. Nothing too crazy. Nothing, no huge shopping trip, just like normal-ish stuff. So there you go.
850 today, just another day for a regular American, right? This is also going to be a theme throughout this video, that people spending left and right without thinking twice. And also, what is the point for her to be uploading this video? Because clearly majority of the people are not going to be able to relate to this sort of spending that she is doing. Like, majority of the people don't have this kind of money. So clearly she is trying to show off. She also says that she would like to keep herself accountable, but then she goes ahead and buys everything under the sun. Psychologically, what happens is when people start seeing this sort of clip more and more on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, you name it, this sort of behavior of overspending sort of becomes normal for a lot of people. And they think that they can actually live this way and spend money this way. Now, I really don't know what the situation is financially for this lady, but I'm going to assume that they are well off, they make quite a bit of money, but that's not the case for a regular, normal American.
My wife has a habit of spending constantly, and she pretty much goes through all of the income that we have in a month. She just has this habit of when she walks in the store, she's got to buy.
Bob, when you say that, I mean, you're saying that she's spending the whole paycheck. So would you think it's a level of addiction? Would you go that far?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And has she gotten help for it? Besides you just telling her not to? Okay, why not?
Yeah, we've had numerous discussions on it.
Because you're not going to change her. She has to do the work to understand what is happening for her, because it's a real thing. I mean, it's becoming more and more common, I feel like. So why has she not taken steps to find healing in this?
The strange thing is she knows that she's the problem to our problem. And
how old are you two?
She's 78, and I'm going to be 73 in the next couple of weeks.
Bob, why don't you just take her, like she can't have access to the money. Like if it's an addiction like this is what we would tell couples, is to say the one that is struggling does not get access to money because she has a spending addiction. And
Right.
you would say, all right, we're going to have X amount for groceries. And when you go to the grocery store, then here's the amount you have.
In cash.
But she doesn't get access to the checking account.
Yeah, and
Right.
and the income. What is your income monthly?
Believe it or not, it's over 7,000.
Okay. And how much debt have you guys run up?
We probably have about $40,000 in debt.
So you guys can live on $7,000 if you're in agreement and in alignment and you stick to a budget and you could reduce the debt. Agreed?
Yes, yes.
I think you could probably, with that kind of an income, clear the $40,000 in debt if we were reasonably spending on $7,000. Agreed? That's what your problem
Agreed.
is.
Yeah.
And so, the way it's going to sound at my house, and you can do what you want to do, but you called us, is, hun, I think we have a problem, and it's you. You're out of control, and you can't seem to control it, and it's really sad. Consequently, we don't have any money, and we're in debt, and we have plenty of income. And so here's what's going to happen. We're going to try this first. We're going to agree on a budget this month, and we're going to stick to that plan. And you're not going to go into a store and go out of control again. If you do, next month, you will have zero access to the money. I will shut everything down and put it in my name to protect me and our family from you.
So the guy makes about $7,000 a month, and the lady goes through all of it in a month just on spending on random things. Can you really believe that? That's how much money a person spends that is supposed to be a responsible person. She's almost 78 years old, and you would think that she would have that much wisdom in her brain by growing that old, that she would know better on how much money they can actually spend. The guy is clearly in stress. And this is a very common phenomenon nowadays in American families. More and more people, and majority of the times, unfortunately, it's the guy who is bearing all of the household cost, and the lady basically goes through all of the money. Personal story, I work with someone and he has the same exact problem. He married a Jew, and he tells me that when they met, she was really good with the money. She really took care of the money, and now she has completely changed 180 degrees. She's flipped. And he basically cannot stop her from buying stuff online and ordering stuff online because she would claim emotional abuse when he tries to cut her off from the checking account. Basically, she demands to have a joint account so that she can have access to all of the money that this guy makes. And he's the sole breadwinner in the house. She does not make any money. She sits at home all day long, does nothing. I would say actually he is the one who is going through the emotional abuse and she is the abuser. I'm not trying to gender stereotype out here, but it's unfortunately that's the reality. 80 to 90% of consumer market is driven by females. Ever wonder why that is? Here's the proof. Watch this.
Whether you're working or not, with my income, you don't have to work at all.
Yeah, but I like to spend, so we do need.
But that's the part we need to work on, is the spending.
Yes, I agree. I mean, he just said was 100% right. But you know this, again, you're in the circles. I'm so confused.
Yeah, I do know it. I don't know why I don't apply it.
It's because you prefer the spending over the.
I have a problem. I know I have a problem.
Well, no, but your lack of addressing it, clearly you enjoy the problem more than any benefit that'll come from applying any solution. I mean, you do. You prefer the instant gratification more than any. Okay, I'm gonna keep going through these. So, where you want a second house?
West Palm Beach.
Is it gonna be a beach house?
Not on the beach.
Then it doesn't matter. Get a hotel whenever you want to go. Then, right? Or else
Well, we
why?
did.
Why do you need a home there?
Oh.
We don't need a home there. I don't want to have another home over there. But she's adamant on having another home.
Have you ever?
I can go to Target and spend $600 and then I can take it all home and regret all of it,
Then return it.
but I don't.
Okay.
So then I just am negative $600 for going to Target.
And how much is this loan that you took out that he doesn't know?
$6,000.
$6,000. Almost what you bring in after taxes and everything on a monthly basis. Immediately, a month has to go to that. How much was this vacation? You took out $6,000?
No, the vacation was $4,000.
What kind of lifestyle are you guys living?
Champagne taste on a beer budget, it seems like. We kind of spend when we want to spend
What goals do we have for you guys, for the kids? Where are we trying to be? Looking 5 years down the road, 10 years down the road, 20 years down the road. What are we trying to do? Because right now we're just living for fun in the moment. What are we trying to do? So you'd still be spending the money.
Okay, so how do I fix my behavior?
That comes down to you. That is the discipline of maybe you need to check your budget on a weekly basis and make sure you're holding yourself accountable. I'm just like, how do we hold you accountable? That's because what I'm figuring out, there's no consequences to your actions because, oh, you guys are disagreeing and then you're lovey-dovey again and nothing ever matters. Not that I want you guys to fight or blow up or anything like that.
Well, the truthful answer is there are no goals. There are no targets. These people don't really think about the future. They don't really plan for the future. And unfortunately, that's the reality for a lot of Americans today. And again, this stems back from lack of financial education as a child. Growing up, you don't get taught about how to spend money, how to handle the finances, none of that. She goes to Target and spends $600. She took out a $6,000 loan that her husband doesn't know about and spent it all. They go on a vacation and spend $4,000 to $5,000 when they are under debt. These are all signs of financially illiterate person. And he says, you don't have to work at all with my money, with my income. And she says, oh, but I like to spend? That's what she says. I like to spend. This culture of instant gratification has completely gone unchecked. And people don't care how much money they are spending due to this. Not only does she want a second house, but she wants it to be on West Palm Beach, which is probably going to be really expensive. If they already have one mortgage and they are trying to buy another house at that location with $7,000 monthly income, I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of impossible to bear two mortgages and also have the money on the side to spend on groceries and your daily expenses. But these people have a brain of a child. What I want is what I want, and I can't hear anything else.
I've been married for 20 years, and my wife and I have been separated for 3. And as you say, most of it is all because of money. Most marriages because of money. So this is the 3rd time that my wife and her spending habits have got us greatly into debt. So that's the reason why we've been separated for 3 years. And trying to get it to work out between her and I all boils down to us not being on the same page. Mm-hmm. And at this point, this is where I'm stuck. I was introduced to you 3 weeks ago through a small group at church. Mm-hmm. And as I have watched 30 hours of you on YouTube over the last 3 weeks, there's a lot of stuff that you say that makes sense. I have $1,000 already saved. Okay. I in the past have always snowballed my own bills to pay them off. And as I pay my bills off, she hands me a new stack of bills. So this is where I'm at. To divorce or not to divorce? Mm-hmm. And also I want to know a little bit about 401k. I am obviously in debt to my eyeballs. My total debt is approximately $50,000. That is with the house, car, credit cards.
Okay. And what is your income?
My net income is $565 a week.
That's your take-home pay is $2,000.
My take-home pay is I basically take home $29,380 a year.
Okay, so you're making about $38,000. What does she make?
Every time I ask, she says, I don't know. I know she is a gas station manager and a waitress. She works 2 jobs. I work 2 jobs. My second job is a cash job, and I only make a couple $1,000s a year. Mm-hmm. Okay. I would say she probably makes roughly what I make. Yeah. She also has $73,400 in student loans with no degree. Mm-hmm. She owes $5,000 on a car. She lives in her own place. We're separated, so she lives in her own place. She pays $600 a month in rent.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Are you guys seeing a marriage counselor?
We've seen one about 10 years ago. And
no, that wasn't what I asked. I asked if you are seeing a marriage counselor.
Not currently.
Okay, so why is there hope that the two of you are going to work this out if you're standing over here throwing rocks at her, and that is your plan right now for getting back together?
Well, I never really looked at it as I was throwing rocks.
You just did for the last 5 minutes. I'm not sure she didn't need rocks thrown at her, but you've been throwing them at her for the last 5 minutes while we're talking.
Yes, sir.
So I mean, there's no meeting of the minds. There's no reconciliation. There's no game plan where we get on the same page unless you've got some help doing that. I mean, you've been separated for 3 years. You guys need to start working at saving this thing or call it.
Okay, marriage counselor, right? In that down first.
Number one.
And you thought you had it bad? The dude is about $50,000 in debt, and he has no clue what to do. Mainly because his wife likes to spend money and does not seem to be able to stop by anyone. So in this situation, the guy has been separated with his wife for 3 years now, and he's still trying to make amends, and he's still trying somehow to make things work. I mean, at this point, he should just quit it. And especially if you're so much in debt and she's not helping it, she's making it worse. Dude, just let it go. She needs to go. Now watch this one.
Cool. How much did you spend in this last month?
I don't even know.
That's not an answer.
Probably like close, like probably $2,000.
You spent $2,000 this last month?
Probably.
It's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you spent 8,319. So what the fuck are you talking about? You don't know a single thing about your numbers, obviously.
8,000? Really?
Yes, $8,319. How in the world could you be off by $6,000? That is crazy. How possibly? And not even that, but it's more than double what you're going to make at your new job or on a 3 paycheck month job, plus child support. Money from the daddy.
Well, that's on credit cards too, right?
Dude, it's all spending.
Yeah.
It's all spending.
Yeah. Well, I had opened a new credit card.
You just opened a new credit. Why would you be opening a new credit card? 2 kids. 2 kids.
Well,
what's your retirement looking like? What's your retirement looking like? You've been in retail forever.
So I was in restaurant management before I went to retail.
Okay.
And I had a retirement fund with Panera when I worked there. And so after that, I stopped working for a little bit whenever we moved here to stay with the kids. And that didn't work out. That got us in like a worse position. So I started working again. And then I don't know where that retirement fund was in.
Contact Panera. See where they...
Like their corporate?
Yeah, just see where their 401ks are traditionally managed, and then they'll get you in contact with that management company.
Yeah, I don't know how to move that over.
Okay, so are you telling me there's probably like $1,000 in retirement?
It's like closer to $3,000.
$3,000 in retirement. Okay. Yeah. But you're opening a brand new credit card.
Yeah, so...
And instead of trying to make any progress towards any kind of extra... Because you're not contributing to retirement now, are you? At the skate shop. How long have you been at skate shop?
For like 7 months.
So why are we opening a new credit card when we're not even contributing to retirement?
How can you be a grown-up, an adult, and be this old and not have a clue about how much money you spent in a month and be off by $6,000? She spent $8,200 in a month. Doing what? How could you possibly spend that much money? Unless you put down some sort of down payment on a car, on a credit card or something like that, which is absurd in its own way. More and more people are doing this. More and more people are having this sort of spending habit. Remember the first clip that we saw in this video? Same thing. Those type of people influence this type of people to enable them and make them feel more comfortable about spending this much money a month.
Do you think people even know how much money they spend?
No. Most people, statistically, are living paycheck to paycheck.
So they're basically spending everything?
Or more. 78% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck, which means I make some money and I spend all of it or more. There's a joke that I like to make, which is in the traditional Indian culture, people make $1 to spend 20 cents. In the traditional American culture, people make $1 to spend $2 through the help of lines of credit, credit cards, and other forms of debt. And the reason why, I'm going to take it a step back. We live in what's called a credit-based economy, which means if you make $50,000 a year, you don't live off of $50,000 a year. At least most Americans don't. We live in what's called a credit-based economy, which means you have the ability to spend the $50,000 you earned plus debt. Because as you make more money, as you have a good job, you become more creditworthy. And so as you show the bank, hey, I made $50,000, they'll give you credit cards, they'll give you lines of credit, they'll give you whatever types of debt that they can. That way now you can go out and spend $60,000, $70,000, $80,000. Because that's what grows the economy. The more money you spend, the richer somebody else gets. And so now when you live in this credit-based economy with no financial education, People spend, spend, spend. The economy grows, grows, grows. And most people have no idea what hit them.
And this credit-based economy is exactly how United States became the most powerful country in the world, by sucking their own hardworking people's blood and hardworking people's money and their effort and their time. At the end of the day, if you do all of the calculations, that's what it boils down to. Your own important time, your own hard work, your effort, everything that you put in is for what? Is to make money. And at the end of the day, if you are not able to save your own money and just give and spend, no matter the reason, maybe you wanted to buy something, maybe you did not. It's the consumerism market that causes a lot of people to mentally want to take part in the consumerism and want to spend money and encourage them to spend money. Doing all this just makes the masters who are sitting high above have all the power in the world, all the money in the world, whereas we common people sit down empty-handed, no money in the pocket, just enough to feed ourselves. If you like this video and if you got some value out of this, please subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate it. It would really help us out. And if you'd like to support us further, you can buy me a coffee. There is a link in the description, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching.